Hey everybody, it's PartyElite. Welcome you to the kickoff of a brand new playthrough on the channel featuring Age of Wonders 4. Thanks to the folks over at Paradox Interactive, I've had access to this game for quite some time now. You may have seen a handful of videos on the channel already, but today we're actually starting a full-fledged playthrough. If you're interested in watching this thing to its conclusion, please don't hesitate to let me know with a like and a comment down below. As always, it does make a very big difference in letting me know what people are enjoying on the channel, letting me know what I should do more or less of, and how I should go about doing it. And as of now, I think my plan is to have an episode release every other day until we reach the conclusion of this series, and then maybe we kick off a new one with a new faction and a new realm. That's a conversation for the future, though. Just want to mention, at the beginning of this episode, I'm going to go through realm creation, and though I already have my planned faction designed, I will go through what decisions I made and why. If you're interested in all that, then keep on watching. If you'd rather skip through all that, I will have timestamps down below so you can skip around as you please to find exactly what you're looking for. With that said, let's get this party started, shall we? Let's begin with realm creation. So what I want this world to be is sort of a utopia, almost. This isolated, Garden of Eden, if you will. So let's go ahead and customize it accordingly. I'm actually going to chase after the coast geography trait. This realm consists of a single connected landmass next to a small sea. So we've got a single massive landmass, which means we should be able to engage with and interact with all of our enemies and friends alike rather easily. So we'll stick with that. And then as far as the climate trait is concerned, we're going to go after the overgrown realm. Again, the idea that the civilizations that exist here aren't so invasive, they aren't so damaging to the world itself, so it's had an opportunity to grow. We've got plenty of forests, there are rare deserts, and Arctic provinces and desolate provinces are completely absent. So again, looking for this beautiful world of fairies and unicorns and stuff like that. So an overgrown realm it shall be. And as far as the inhabitants are concerned, we're actually going to go ahead and choose peaceful lands. These people, in my mind, have never known war. It's everyone coexists, everyone's been happy, working together until now. Our arrival is what's going to change that. So let's make these peaceful lands, which means that fae, plant, and animal units are going to be a lot more common, and that kind of works with the story I have in mind for what this place is actually like. And we're not going to engage with the Pretender Kings. I'm going to keep this presence trait as none for the time being, but separately we have some miscellaneous traits to apply as well. So again, I'm thinking this is like a nice, magical, wondrous realm, right? So there's a few options here that work nicely with that. For one, I'm going to get Warping Wilds. I'm very curious about how our playthrough is going to go with this in place. What this means is that any province that hasn't been claimed or that doesn't belong to somebody has a small chance of transforming their province feature into a different one every turn. So if there's a particularly valuable province and it's not been claimed, it might actually change into something that's worth a little bit less. And so it kind of changes the approach on the strategic map, and I'm quite curious about that. And it also adds to this magical sense in this Garden of Eden, if you will. So I quite like that. We're going to go with Warping Wilds as our first miscellaneous trait. Apart from that, I'm going to chase after Crystalline Abundance as well. This makes mana resource nodes and pickups a lot more frequent, a lot more abundant. And again, if this is a magical realm, then that kind of makes sense to me. Mana crystals grow more easily on this realm, making them unusually abundant. So those two are the ones that I'm pretty much solid on, pretty sold on. I like those as they are. The other two, I've had some trouble, singling out exactly what I would like, because while there's a huge variety, I want to make sure everything is in keeping with again, this story and this world that I have in mind, right? Disdain for evil, for example, feels quite right. Maybe that's why they've been able to operate together with minimal warring and stuff in the past, because they naturally look down upon evil. It'll make our playthrough a bit more challenging because we are going to be playing the one seed of evil in this world, and obviously the AI might end up picking some evil factions as well, but I know for a fact that this will make our lives a little bit more difficult. So, you know what, sure, let's go with Disdain for Evil, because what's life without risks? I like having things made harder for me when possible, within reason, obviously. So we'll go with that. And otherwise, I'm tempted to go with Wondrous Past, this mysterious history in this world about, well, who knows what. So this would actually create a lot more ancient wonders, which would give us more opportunities to explore potential buffs, take on potential, you know, guarding said wonders and all that good stuff. So that seems like where I'd like to go with that. Sure, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. We're doing it live. Well, not literally live, but we're making decisions on the go here. Let's go with Wondrous Past, and let's go ahead and flip our difficulty from normal to hard. I think I'm going to give that a shot. We're not going to go with brutal for this first run. Maybe in a future run we'll, you know, ramp things up to brutal, but for the time being we'll stick to hard. We'll stick to 7 players, standard distance, classic turns. All that sounds good to me. The portal visual actually looks quite nice. I mean, we could swap it to something else. I do believe there are a few others that fit our descriptors here. I like this one as well. Quite a few nice ones. There are quite a few nice ones, but you know what? I think, I like this one a lot. Has a bit of that magic sense to it. Vast open field, some, you know, tower conduit or something off in the distance. You know what? Sure, let's go with this. And in a brilliant show of lacking creativity, I'm going to call this realm Gaia. I could spend an hour just trying to figure out a name, and I won't bore you with that. So let's stick with Gaia over here, and yeah, let's go ahead and hit next, move along, and actually select our faction. So like I said, I already have a faction created. I will be playing as Gurgle of the Growth, and I'm going to go ahead and actually explain the decisions I've made over here so you know exactly who these people are and you know, why they act the way they act and why we'll be making the decisions that we'll be making. Now, I want to make it very clear right off the bat over here, folks. I like not min-maxing. I like to sort of role-play. Those of you that are familiar with the channel will already know this, so sometimes we'll be making suboptimal decisions, but we'll be making them in keeping with who we are. So that should make things a bit more interesting, I hope. Now, we are playing as Toadkin, you might have been able to tell, and these guys are going to be resilient, which means they have slightly better status resistance, and they'll also be elusive, which further benefits their defense and resistance capabilities against retaliatory attacks and opportunity attacks specifically. So in my mind, the way these Toadkin have come to be is that they're quite literally this, like, you know, fungal growth or something that's been festering, and now they've been given a degree of sentience, and they've come up in this strange form, this toad-like form. They have been elusive for so very long, quite literally, mechanics aside. You know, the greater realm does not know of their existence, and they've managed to survive despite, you know, various trials and tribulations, despite the fact that this realm would otherwise or should otherwise not be able to sustain their evil and cruelty. So that's why I picked resilient and elusive. I think it kind of works nicely. And they are barbarians. Now, this gives us the chaos affinity and the nature affinity. I'm actually going to try and use both of these as much as I can to grow our realm through peace and through war. Chaos affinity should come in handy for that, and the nature affinity allows us to actually expand a lot more quickly. I'm tempted to go for the expansion victory condition. We'll see how that plays out, but that's where my head's at right now. And apart from that, playing as a barbarian makes our structures give us food and draft more often than not, and again, that food kind of leans into this idea, to me at least, of this, you know, fungal growth that's consuming everything around it. So it kind of works with our overall vibe here, I suppose. Moving on to our society traits, prolific swarmers over here again, I think kind of makes sense to me. It's all about growth. It's all about spread. It's all about you know, having our population expand much more quickly. It's also, I mean, like I'm always drawn to this because of the rats and my love for Skaven, but I think it makes sense over here as well. And apart from that, we're also going to just double down on that evil. We are the scions of evil. We are born out of some festering darkness in this realm, you know, the one pocket of it, the one seed of it. So I think scions of evil works quite nicely for that. Our cities will actually generate more Imperium and draft per level of evil alignment, so we're encouraged to be even more evil than we're starting with, which is something I'm very much going to double down on, I think, as soon as possible. We will try and make some friends here and there. We will try and infest the world, right? And where we find resistance, we'll crush it. So that's kind of the vibe I'm going for. Moving on, we've picked our tome as the Tome of Roots. I think that makes the most sense when we're talking about fungal growths and things like that, right? Our combat capabilities are largely going to focus on blight damage. I think that makes the most sense, especially early on. And then further down the line, I have a bit of an idea as to where our story takes us. I think it'll be quite interesting. I'm really excited for it, actually. And the Tome of Roots, though, I think is a good starting point. It gives us that +2 to nature affinity, which again will allow us to maximize growth rates and things like that. We also get the Herbalist Special Province Improvement, again boosting food production based on where it's placed. We can boost it even further, so there's the advantage there. This is also something that counts as a conduit, something to keep in mind. And here, of course, we've got Poison Weapons as a novice hero skill as well. So very centered around blight damage, right? We'll, of course, expand to other things as well down the line. We have some healing capabilities. We can also summon the Entwined Thrall, which I think is very perfectly written for what I have in mind here. So very pleased with the Tome of Roots. And next up we have our champion himself. So we are in fact going with a champion as opposed to a wizard king. And the idea is that he looks very different from the rest. He's a little bit more buff. He's a little bit more stout. He's shorter arms, shorter legs compared to the rest of the race, and that's why he stands out. He also has different coloration. You can tell I got really into this faction creation, I think, but he's got different coloration. He's got different markings compared to the rest of the race, and that's why he's this sort of god king champion. He was born, so to speak. What's the term for a fungal growth that comes to life? I don't know. But he was born in this position of power, and he has taken his blight staff, taken charge of this faction, and he is now sort of the messiah of these people, if you will. He was born for this purpose, and that's the champion we've created here. Now, the blight staff itself gives us access to the Staff of Blight, which I think that's kind of Blight Staff of Blight, okay. But this is, again, going to cause blight damage. It can poison our enemies, and when we're not using our, ranged magic blast, we can also do the quick stab separately. And then apart from that, we also have the Restore ability, which will be quite helpful, especially as we are playing on a slightly harder difficulty. But yeah, pretty pleased with how Buddy here is looking. Pretty pleased with how our race is looking as well. Again, I'm quite enjoying the different coloration and all the little details that I've tried to insert wherever possible. But that's pretty much our faction and our realm discussed. Our warlord. No. He's not a warlord. He is a god king. I had a variety of titles that I played out in my head. Some that were a bit more in line with him being a fungal growth. At one point, the title was going to be a god spore, but I don't know if that works as well. So we're going to go with God King. He's God King Gurgle of the Growth. Glory to God King Gurgle, champion of our kind. He will bring a new age of prosperity to the Growth. Stout, amphibian-like beings born with vocal sacs that allow them to communicate through loud croaking. Their natural resilience makes them less likely to be affected by magic. They have trained to dart in and out of combat, not giving their enemies much time to strike back. They believe one can only feel truly alive in the heat of battle and tend not to be hindered by ethical concerns. They find their strength in fast population growth and overwhelming numbers. They dismiss silly ideas of morals and compassion, knowing that knowledge and power are the true virtues worth striving for. With that, ladies and gentlemen, let's make our way to the realm. Alright, let's see how lucky or unlucky we got with our throne city over here, our capital. Looks like we have a mana pickup right next to us, some ore opportunities as well. This is actually looking pretty alright. And what do we have here? Gurgle. A new ruler emerges. Explore your surrounding and expand your domain. Prepare to face your rivals and become the master of this realm. Your choices will shape the new age of wonders. Again, just a quick overview of what our faction actually is like. Let's take a look at what spells we've been given access to from the Tome of Roots to begin with. We've got Healing Roots. Nice. That's good. I like that. And separately from our Barbarian Tome, we've got Song of the Reckless, which allows us to turn a unit berserk for 3 turns and also gives them 3 stacks of Strengthened. This can come in handy for sure. So good starting magic there. Pretty pleased with that. And I guess we go exploring right off the bat. It looks like looks like some impassable terrain over here for starters. We have our scout that I can send down this way to explore and just uncover more, or do I want to go up this way? I mean, I can see that there is a mana stash over here that I might want to pick up, so I might send my full army there. We have a gold vein right next to us, we've got an iron deposit right next to us, and we have pastures right next to us too, so lots of good opportunities to expand into. Let me just take a look at the province spread here. Okay, cool, so this is, yeah, this is next up then, with the pastures inside it. We got gold. Oh boy, picking our first like direction of expansion is going to be a pain. Do I prefer gold? Do I prefer production? Do I prefer food? Probably going to chase after food so we can more quickly get gold and production. So let's go ahead and build the storehouse, I think, as our first order of business here. Again, kind of growth focused. And separately, let's go ahead and recruit ourselves an additional warrior, I'm thinking. Actually, let's go with a Sunderer. Typically, I start with an additional Pathfinder or an additional Scout, just to help see where things are earlier in the game, but we are playing on a slightly harder difficulty, so I just want to be prepared for a worst-case scenario. Let's go with the additional Sunderer here. It'll take a few turns, but that's okay. Let's get our Scout going down this way, because our main army is actually going to go up this way, and I think that split makes sense. Let's pull you down over here, buddy, and let's immediately find a Brigand camp. Fair enough. So this is an infestation. In about 9 turns time, it's going to start spawning a very specific class of enemy, in this case, brigands, and they're actually quite aggressive. They will, you know, chase you down, they'll attack your units, they'll attack your cities and stuff like that. So we'll want to take care of this infestation before we do too much else. So turns out that our army is actually going to go down this way before it goes up that way. So we'll turn our scout around to explore in a different direction. Let's go, you know, trundling through the forest over here, and oh my goodness, all these forests are going to be quite helpful for us when we get access to our special province improvement. This is good. This is good. And it looks like there's a coast over here potentially. Another mana stash. Cool. All right. Let's not get too distracted. Now let's go ahead and move the army of Gur over to well, as far as he can go. I'm sure we'll be fine taking care of the brigand camp, and we actually have an underground passage right next to our capital city. So that could either be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on if anything is lurking beneath. We'll find out soon enough, I'm sure. In terms of our research, let's take a look at our options here. We've got the Entwined Thrall, which can come in handy right off the bat. Poison Blades and Poison Arrows. These are both unit enchantments. Tempting, but I think we'll go with the Entwined Thrall, just so we have an additional way to recruit additional units. So yeah, let's go with the Summon Entwined Thrall. It'll take a few turns for us to actually get access to that, but I think once we do have it, it'll be quite handy. All right, let's end our first turn there and see what the AI gets up to. I suspect not too much. It is just the first turn. Yeah, looks good. Ooh, hello. What's going on over here? Oh, right. The province just changed its trait. Right, we're surrounded by forests, but because of warping wilds, we might see some of that stuff change. Again, the province traits, or whatever you want to call them, are listed up over here. So, for example, up over here we have forest, grassland, rocky. That might change because of the warping wilds. We do have enough Imperium to, you know, attract some population and grow a little bit right now if we wanted to. We actually have a really good start here. This feels pretty good, at least. This feels pretty good. We'll let things go naturally for the time being. Let's not use up all of our Imperium right off the bat. Let's send our scout a little bit further out this way just to see what's going on. Ooh, hello. Nefarious Fangvale. Chiefess Rala Bloodfield of the Free City Fangale greets you with a wily smile. Salutations, God King Gurgle. Your reputation precedes you. It pleases us to meet a God King who shares our convictions. Nevertheless, we ask you to respect Fangvale's independence. We could give Rala Bloodfield one of our Whispering Stones to start negotiations and gradually improve their allegiance with us, make them our vassals. Again, like I was saying previously during faction creation, some of you might have missed it if you use the timestamps to skip past it, but we're sort of, I'm going to try and balance growth through violence and growth through subjugation. Again, the idea is that we're this, we're this growth. We're like an evil, festering fungal growth that has taken the form of these toads, I suppose, and you know, maybe these guys are an offshoot colony of this fungal growth or something. The The other thing I should mention is that I've always thought of ourselves as a bit of a disease, I suppose, which is where the name gurgle comes from, like the gurgling of your throat, you know, that kind of a thing. Anyway, don't want to get too caught up in the weeds there. We could assess whether the kindred spirits of Fangvale are worthy of our attention. Again, if we can subjugate them and make them ours, we are already similar in so many ways. So sure, let's go ahead and send them our Whispering Stone right off the bat. You know, if we hadn't found them by now, I would have probably sent that Whispering Stone to our throne city. It does help in a few ways. You can always do that by popping over to the city information screen and just boosting up stability. Having a slightly higher stability does have some benefits, but it's not the end of the world that we didn't do that for the one turn that we had it there. But this is good. Cool. What do we have here? Archon Blood. Ooh, hello. If I decide to annex these guys, then we'll be able to take advantage of this. The thing about the expansion victory that I'm targeting is that I always forget which icon is for the victory conditions. The expansion victory takes into account not just your own territories, but also the territories of provinces that belong to free cities with bonded vassalage. So it is a viable option to keep these guys as vassals once we develop that relationship and never have to actually annex them or anything like that. So that is an option for us as well, and we'll probably be exploring it. Let's go ahead and pick up the mana stash over here. Sounds good to me, and let's move along this way. What is that? We've got another iron deposit over here. All right, liking our start a decent bit. Let's move down to the brigand camp and take care of these guys. Shouldn't be too much trouble, but this will be the first battle of our campaign. So, of course, despite how low risk it is, we got to fight this one, right? We got to fight this one. To the battlefield we go. Let's go. Now, I will say, in the future, I am likely to auto-resolve quite a few battles, especially the easier ones. But if you have certain opinions on that front, if you would rather see more or less auto-resolving, or, you know, specific kinds of battles auto-resolve versus not, let me know in the comments down below. Typically what I like to do is, if a battle is crucial to the story, or it's a momentous occasion, even if it's easy, I'll fight it. If it's a very, very easy battle and it doesn't actually make a difference, then I'll usually auto-resolve it. And I should mention that sometimes an easy battle where you take a loss or you take no losses can kind of have a cascading effect. So I'll auto-resolve or fight manually accordingly. What's cool about auto-resolve in Age of Wonders is that we can auto-resolve, and if we don't like the result, we can do it ourselves, sort of. So that's an option as well if we ever feel like we got screwed by auto-resolve. But auto-resolve is pretty good in this game. Now, really quickly, I just want to check Gurgle over here. What are you rocking? What do you got on you? You've got just your Staff of Blight, your Blight Staff, Staff of Blight Staff. Cool. Defense mode, warding. It's got Restore, right? All right, just wanted to double check to make sure I wasn't missing any items or anything on my mind. And what are we actually up against over here? We got Dread Spider Hatchlings. These guys are not able to jump or anything. They've just got their melee strike, which does a bit of blight damage and some regular physical damage. We've got some Vampire Spider Hatchlings. I do believe their melee is able to cause bleeding. Yes, okay, sounds good. And then back over here, we have a Floral Stinger. This guy is able to do quite a bit. Poisonous Spores, melee strike, charge resistance, demolisher, healing roots. All right, sounds good. At the end of the turn, heal 6 temporary hit points for every unspent action point. That's something to keep a bit of an eye on, I suppose. We'll try and eliminate that guy sooner rather than later. Let's go ahead and move up. We've got our warrior. Creep up this way, I suppose. Trying to figure out exactly how I want to get into guard mode and stuff as well. Let's move you up to there, actually. Let's go. Let's get you up to here. These guys will be able to roll up to there. Let's get you... Wouldn't mind getting you as close as possible. Let's get you up to there. Let's get you moving up to there. Let's set up a bit of a flanking situation. We could have done that a bit differently, but that's fine. Some of these guys are going to enter guard mode, and with their shield wall defense mode, they will extend their zone of control and provide some defensive buffs to their adjacent friendly units. We can also just hit end turn and just automatically apply that across the board. Good stuff. Spiders are rolling up. Looking okay. I think we're going to have to be the aggressor here, yeah. Blight resistance. That's fun. Buddy back over here has blight weakness at least, so we can roll up to there. This looks like it'll be some cover. Obscuring protects you from ranged attacks, but I do believe these guys are all melee. We can roll up to there. Can you reach as well? Yeah, from up over here. Sounds good. No one can get up to flank just quite yet, but that's fine. Let's get you up there. Sorry. There we go. Get some damage done. Hope for a crit, maybe. Take that Primal Strike. Take that Retaliation. That's fine. Roll you up over to here. Try and get some work done. Let's go. No retaliation this time, right? So that should be good. We've got our Sunderer. I can't get into melee with you. Probably should have thrown the javelins to sunder defenses on this guy first, but hey, it is what it is. Sunder defense would last 3 turns, and it does reduce enemy defense and status resistance. It can be stacked up to 5 times. So it's not a bad idea to soften the enemy up with that before you actually hit them with stuff. So that's fine. It's not the end of the world. This is our first battle. We'll be fine. Nudge you up to here. Sure, we're probably going to get swarmed. Let's get you walking up to there. Toss that javelin up over here. Good stuff. Sunder defense. Excellent. You're able to come into melee. Yeah, do a decent bit of damage. Sure. And we'll send Gurgle in himself to finish the job on one of these guys. We're okay. We're okay. Resisted the bleeding there. Pull you up to where? Sure, let's get you right in the thick of things, maybe. They might be able to move up and engage him in melee, which I don't love. Let's maybe pop up to here instead, then. Sure. Let's get up to there. We can fire at anything, and we're relatively protected from melee. I could hit you up there, here, or here. Let's hit you. Let's hit you. Get that. Take advantage of that light weakness, right? Go for it. Fire away. Good stuff. Poison was resisted, unfortunately. We have moved everybody. We do have access to our spells. I don't think I need to use them right now. Everyone's pretty much at full health, so let's hit the end turn button, see what the AI does, and see if I regret not using any of my magic. Cool. Boy, bit of damage there, eh? Should be able to retaliate over here. Yeah, good stuff. Managed to resist the poison. That's good. Resist the bleeding. There's a retaliation there as well. Looking okay. Damn it. Took the bleeding on there. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. Again, these hit points are temporary hit points. If I use spells to heal our troops, they won't carry those extra hit points to the campaign map. They will still have to be fully healed on the campaign map once the battle is done. So I just want to point that out before you guys wonder what I'm doing with regards to that. We could pop in a melee and hopefully eliminate these guys over here. Or do we want to stop? How much damage can we do over here? Trying to figure out who can do the killing and who can kind of move on to the next target, so to speak. Alright, let's try this. Let's try this. Let's get you up over here into melee. Decent bit of damage. We're going to take a retaliatory strike. Hit again. Yeah, looks good. Do I want to... Look, we can finish these guys off and these guys off, and then you'll be free to hit these guys with a magic blast. So why don't we go ahead and start with that magic blast up over here. 50% chance to hit. Come on, baby, please. Good stuff. I'll take it. Poisoned as well. Excellent. Up over here. Let's get you to finish these guys off. Let's go. Or this guy, I should say. Gonna take a retaliatory strike, but then the follow-ups should finish the job here. Down you go. Beautiful. You as well. Let's go ahead and finish the job here. Gonna take a retaliatory strike, if I'm not mistaken. No, they already retaliated against these guys, so we're good there. Excellent. And yeah, let's finish the job here. Let's go. Come on now. We've got this. We're fine. Oh. Or maybe we're not. What the hell? Got unlucky with the dice rolls there. Alright. So we're going to finish them off with a retaliatory strike. I could, again, use our healing spell. Do I really want to waste the mana, though? I don't think these guys are going to kill anybody before they get killed themselves through retaliatory strike. So we're just going to end the turn there, let the spider do what it wants to do, and kill it with retaliation. Beauty. Beauty, absolute beauty. There's our victory. Took a bit of damage. We'll fall back to friendly territory and heal up. That's fine. And again, if we want to, we can watch a replay. If we want to retry, we can always retry. I typically avoid retrying. I feel like if you cack up, if you mess up, if you lose a battle, you got to take it on the chin and you got to keep moving, right? You got to adapt to your mistakes. So the chance of me ever clicking a retry is like next to zero outside of the weirdest, most extreme of circumstances. I can't see it ever happening. But yes, good stuff here, good victory, and we've got ourselves some rewards too, some production and some mana, good stuff, and a ricochet crossbow. Fires ranged projectiles at target enemy unit, armor bypass, ignore up to 5 defense. Wow, ricochet, another enemy within 3 hexes also takes 50% damage. That's not bad. Now, I don't think I want to replace our Blight Staff with that, but if and when we hire an additional hero, we have this Ricochet crossbow to give them. It's a tier 3 piece of equipment, so that's not a bad thing to just randomly pick up. Take that reward, thank you very much. If we wanted to recruit an additional hero, we are able to do so once we've acquired enough gold. However, it's typically a good idea to have as many cities as you intend to have heroes, because if you don't manage your hero cap, which is tied to your city cap or your actual active number of cities, you're going to be paying that much more gold. And obviously in the early game, that's kind of unaffordable. Right now, we have a handful of options as we make alliances or make vassals out of free cities of different species and factions. We'll have even more options representing their availability, so to speak. But just wanted to point this out. We do have the option to get another hero in if we wanted to pay the exorbitant fees, the exorbitant upkeep costs as well, but I obviously don't want to do that just quite yet. Let's go ahead and pull Gruggle and his army back. We want to try and heal up back at Gore Pit. And, do I love the name Gore Pit? Do you guys like the name Gore Pit? Do we change the name Gore Pit? I know we are able to. Yeah, we can if we want to. I'm open to suggestions. I'm open to suggestions in the comments down below. Let's go ahead and hit the end turn button here, though, and, see what the AI gets up to. Gore Pit. It's okay. Ooh, whoa, whoa, oh, that's wild. That's wildly different than what I would have expected. Straight up got ice because of the warping wilds. This is rocky, but it looks a lot more, kind of tundra-esque, which we were promised would be kept to a minimum. Neat. All right, cool. I'm enjoying the warping wilds angle. I've experimented with it before, like during pre-release, but I didn't play a full run with it, so I'm very curious to see how it impacts the full run. I learned how to navigate it, but obviously, there's a difference between learning and playing through. Very curious to see how it plays out. Quite a few little mana nodes here. We've got a tranquility pool here as well. When annexed, gives plus 20 knowledge. Researching spells costs 10% less knowledge as well. That's quite valuable, actually. That is quite nice. Okay, interesting. I don't think I can expand to there before the people of Fangvale expand to there, so just gotta be realistic about our expectations there. Very well. Lots of Marauder NPC armies. Ton of them. A ton of them. Storehouse is almost done. The production that we picked up helped with accelerating the process there. The Sunderer will be done next turn as well. We need to get a second army up and running sooner rather than later. I find having at least 2 armies in the early game is kind of important, and not a fan of that. Stop it. Stop it, game. We got to start claiming a bit more quickly than I'd anticipated, I guess. We are able to claim now. I wanted to get the... See, the thing is, if I claim this, it'll stop transforming. The percentage likelihood of it transforming turn over turn goes down to 0 because it's been claimed. And do I really want to claim a rocky province? I mean, I guess. It's not the end of the world. It would give us access to the pastures over here. We could build a quarry so we boost our production as well as our food, or we can just focus on making it a farm to get the pastures and the farm to work together. We could go either way. Honestly, I'm going to go with the quarry over here so we get kind of the best of both worlds, so to speak. Yeah, let's get that established over here. We should have access to the extra food as well, right? From, just want to make sure. Yes, looks like we're good. All right, just want to make sure. Because there have been some patches between release and now, so in case something's changed. Let's go ahead and get you posted up here, I guess. We don't have to stay at the city itself, just have to be within our realm. Should allow us to heal up a little bit. Let's get you integrated into this army. And let's start recruiting our second army right away. I'm going to chase after a warrior to start with. We could rush recruitment. I don't think that's necessary. And I just want to clear out the area up here a little bit. We've got some pastures up here. Another iron deposit over here. We'll expand, I think, upwards next. Put a mine up there alongside the gold vein itself. So, sorry, I shouldn't say mine. Quarry. Put a quarry up here to help with production, and then we'll have the gold vein to provide us with gold. The other option is there, of course, to build a mine itself, which is tempting. It's not often you get the opportunity to put down mines depending on the realm, but we can. We're fortunate enough to actually have an additional mine available right down here, right off the bat. So it should, balance out, I guess. I mean, I could go either way, really. Because of the setup, I could go either way. Anyway, down to our scout over here. Going to keep manually scouting for the time being. Looks like there's a pickup over there. Go ahead and grab it. Don't mind if I do. We got a small monster den over here. Again, this is an infestation spawner as well, which means they'll send out armies to harass us in about 9 turns time because they're in deep sleep still. I just wonder if I want to bring my my guys over to eliminate these guys. Maybe I should send them over in this direction after they've topped up in health, just to get rid of the small monster den. Our future friends here might expand in that direction, but that's a maybe, and I don't want to put too much faith in sort of non-allied factions. I don't want to imply the AI is incapable, because it is actually surprisingly capable. That's why I'm being very careful with my verbiage there, because the AI is active. It does participate in wars and battles and in stuff like that, but I just don't know if they'll be heading up in that general direction. I can't rely on that, so I want to deal with them myself, right? Go ahead and end the turn there. See what everybody else gets up to. It does look like Fangvale has expanded down over here to set up a mine, so good for them. And up over here, what are we looking at? Was this always ice? Or was that... Yeah, that was always ice, right? How long until we grow again? You know what? I'm going to go ahead and spend some Imperium over here, attract some population, and expand up over here. We already have a gold vein here, so let's get the mine and gold vein in the same place. So this is our gold-producing province. And then down over here, we'll go ahead and build a quarry to go alongside the iron deposit. So this will be our production province. I think that's reasonable. Over here, meanwhile, let's go ahead and take a look at our options. I wouldn't mind establishing a workshop. For that, we would need a farm to kind of reduce the cost. As you can see at the bottom of the tooltip, there's that boost option, build one farm, and it'll boost this. That reduces the cost of building a particular structure. So I'm wondering if I want to wait for boosting or if I want to just kind of rush along. Build 2 foresters, that'll take some time for us to do. The shrine has been boosted already because we built a quarry early on. So there's that. Farm is probably going to be a couple steps away. There's one up over there available to us. There's one over here available to us. We could do that. We could hold off on the workshop until we actually secure that farm. Okay. Sure. And I don't want to build our town hall level 2 until we have that 5 population, because that's pointlessly expensive. The vendor is also boosted by a farm, so we should hold off on that. The granary, you know what? We won't secure 2 foresters for quite some time, so let's go ahead and build the granary. Let's go for that. Battle ritual site is also tempting. Only needs the 1 forester, though. Yeah, sure, we'll hang tight. Warrior's about to pop out, so that's good. Let's go ahead and send you over in this general direction. We have healed up. Now, the NPCs that have a gray banner, they're not going to attack you. But NPCs that have a red banner, they are going to attack you. Like, they'll play aggressively. So we don't have to worry about these guys attacking us or anything. So we're going to just skip past them, I think, and make our way over as quickly as possible. Is that really the fastest route? Sure. Let's make our way over then. Keep scouting. Again, just manually scouting for the time being. Eventually I'll flip to automatic, but I like looking around manually early on, understanding the lay of the land, especially near my capital, is just how I've always played. We do have, by the way, this mana stash over here. Our next recruit will probably go down and pick that up because we want to make an army before we move around, right? We've gained access to summon Entwined Thrall, so let's go ahead and charge that up. It'll take a turn before it's actually available to cast, and then once we have it available to cast, we can cast it anywhere on the world map. So let's start charging that up, and that way we'll be able to grow our army a little bit more quickly. But let's take a look at our next choice over here as far as what to research. Vine Prison is nice. Summons 5 living vine units randomly in a 2-hex radius, which live for 3 turns. They don't deal damage, but they have a chance to immobilize enemies. This is going to make a decent difference. The Enchanted Crow Companion is a unit enchantment that grants +2 vision range on the world map. Not bad for scouts, obviously. And Vision of Victory. Friendly units in a 1-hex radius gain 3 fortune. That is pretty solid. Each one is plus 10% critical hit chance. And that's 3, so that's plus 30% crit chance. That's not bad. You know what? Let's go with Vision of Victory, and then we'll chase after our Vine Prison. Sure. Let's do that. And what do we have here? New Empire Development skill available. Let's take a look at our Empire Development. I don't think we'll need basic seafaring. Let's not waste Imperium on that. Again, our realm that we've created, you shouldn't have islands or anything like that. It should be one massive landmass, so we should be good on that front. But we do have access to Fruitful integration. Founding or absorbing cities takes fewer turns, and newly founded or absorbed cities gain +1 population. Now, we don't need that just quite yet, so let's keep the Imperium banked, but eventually when we are establishing additional cities or absorbing cities, we should keep in mind that we want fruitful integration. I mean, again, the nature affinity is really good for growth-related things. We have quite a few options, especially further down the line with regards to how you use your population or access to population and stuff like that. So quite excited for that. Soil tender is something we'll want as soon as it becomes available. Costs 75 Imperium. It'll be available in 3 turns, and it makes our farms just a little bit more productive. Separately, we'll be making progress down the Chaos affinity track as well. Again, our spread you can see up over here. We've got Nature, we've got Chaos, and we've got Shadow. Shadow is going to come more in handy further down the line. Some of the later tomes we'll be picking are going to be Shadow tomes, and I have some plans. I've got some storylines in mind, so to speak, but that's a conversation for later. Under Chaos, I mean, we have quite a few options for gaining free units when you defeat an infestation. In fact, in a turn, we'll have this available to us, and I'll probably want to pick it up right away because we're about to deal with another infestation, right? There's quite a few nice choices over here that'll come in handy, reducing the cost of tier 1 unit upkeep and stuff like that. There's some good stuff. All right, keep moving you forward. Is it really faster to just go straight as opposed to pop down now and then go straight? That doesn't make sense to me. Dismiss that. We're good. We're good. Looking good. Looking good. A few more transformations. It's quite aggressive, actually, the Warping Wilds. It's quite aggressive. Let's take a look at our situation over here. So in about 2 turns' time, we'll end up with a Pact of Cooperation. That'll allow us to trade with them if we deem it necessary. We are able to boost allegiance by spending some Imperium, and that'll just kind of accelerate our path to vassalage and beyond as well. Don't necessarily see the reason to do that right now, though it should be noted that you can only boost allegiance once per step. So it's not that you can just boost it a bunch of times when you're close to vassalage. You can only do it once per step. So in that sense, there is some value because we accelerate the whole process by taking advantage of it kind of every step of the way. Yeah, you know what? Sure, boost allegiance. Now it'll take 1 turn for Pact of Cooperation, and then once we get past that, we'll boost it again. It's only 10 Imperium. It's not that expensive. On which note, though, let's go ahead and pick out, Call of Chaos. Defeating an infestation grants you a unit based on the infestation defeated. Let's go ahead and secure the Call of Chaos for ourselves, and then in a few turns' time, we'll get Soil Tenders as well, right? But that should give us an additional unit when we eliminate the small monster den. Let's make our way over. And up over here, we've got a Desecrated Temple, a Silver Tier Ancient Wonder. When annexed, it counts as a conduit, giving +5 Imperium, +25 mana, and -5 to stability for whoever's claimed the province, whichever city has claimed the province, +2 knowledge per research post in the city domain. Okay. Adds the Blessed Soul unit to the Rally of Lieges. Okay, that'll be interesting. They seem alright. This structure can only be entered and fought in by 1 army led by a hero. Kind of tempting. It's a 2-skull difficulty adventure, let's call it. It's kind of tempting, though. Kind of tempting. There is a gold reward, and there is probably an item reward in there as well. So after we take care of this infestation, we might go up to the Desecrated Temple. I don't know if we want to establish another settlement somewhere up over here, right next to another underground passage. We'll take a look at the lay of the land, make sure there's enough, forests and stuff in the area before we expand there. But I don't know if I want to do a single city run here. I think I want to have multiple cities, multiple, again, hubs of growth, so to speak, right? As opposed to just a singular spot from which it grows. But this hidden temple complex is forgotten by time. Herein did the Archons once worship the Allfather. However, the light that aided the masses in connecting with the divine has long since been extinguished. The site's once grand halls now attract cultists and sinister entities seeking to awaken and twist its power. Oh, you know what? That sounds right up our alley, so we will absolutely be doing that. And I just want to compliment the graphic designer, the illustrator, that managed to make this actually look like gold foil. That is very impressive. That's very beautiful. Anyway, we'll surely come up this way shortly. We are still looking for orders for our second army that's slowly forming here. Let's pick up the mana, hop back into the city. I mean, I could do a bit of exploring, I guess, with you. There's no real point. I don't want to end up out of position and have them eliminated because we stumble upon a massive enemy army, you know? Well, let's make sure we are recruiting an additional unit over here. We could get a Sunderer, sure. to work in tandem with the warrior. Gold is coming through at a decent rate. I could hurry this recruitment, truth be told. We'll make the money back in a turn's time, so sure, let's go for it. And let's get an additional warrior coming through as well. Let's get Buddy up over here. Let's go. And let's not forget, of course, that we have the entwined thrall that we can summon at any point in time to pop into this army and top it up, right? The other thing to keep in mind as well is that once we secure that second city, it'll become a little bit cheaper to acquire a second hero to actually lead our second army. Not in too much of a rush for that, but it's something to keep in mind for sure. Let's go ahead and take a look at this watchtower and all that it reveals. See, so there is a little bit of stuff going on off the coast. There's this like flotsam and stuff. There will be marauders and things like that as well. It shouldn't be essential for us to have seafaring, but it might be something we consider down the line. This doesn't look like an excellent place to build a city because, well, it gets blocked off pretty quickly. We do have access to some fisheries. They do provide food. There's a desecrated temple. Would we be able to build the knowledge-based structures here, though? It doesn't look like it. Nothing nearby that would allow for that. Oh, there's one here. But at that point, it might as well be gore pits. See, because, again, the desecrated temple gives +2 knowledge per research post in city domain. So you want to make sure you're building as many of these research posts as you can for the same city that's going to actually hold on to the desecrated temple. And now, based on what I'm seeing in the area, it feels like it may as well be a gore pit that just kind of expands across the top, holds onto the coast up over here, and holds onto the desecrated temple as well. Very well. Let's get our scout over here, maybe taking a peek as to what's going on up there. Looks like Arctic conditions, but it's hard to tell what's actually happening because of the warping wilds, obviously. And yeah, our summon spell is ready. That's fine. Thank you very much for letting me know. And we have access now to what? Nothing. Okay. I think that was when we had access to the chaos skill. That's fine. End our turn there. Have we moved? We have indeed. End our turn there. Let's go. Not slow down too much here. And what is this now? Highborn ambitions. You are summoned by Fangvale, but you are not greeted by Chiefess Rala Bloodfield. Instead of resuming diplomatic negotiations, her eldest son hails you. Good day, God King Gurgle. I am Gorlak Bloodfield of Fangvale. I believe the rule of my mother is failing. Fortunately, I am eager and capable to step in, but I fear that the transition might prove arduous. I will make a better ally than my mother. Will you support the scheme of Gorlak to supplant Chiefess Rala Bloodfield? So I could help in the achieving of these bloody ambitions. It'll reduce our alignment a little bit, which is fine by me. Chiefess Rala Bloodfield will be murdered. Gorlak Bloodfield will become the ruler of Fangvale. We'll gain some relations, and we'll reach the Pact of Loyalty immediately, and our relations will get bumped up as well. So the only negative impact here, so to speak, is the alignment change, which we're embracing anyway, so that sounds fine to me. Alternatively, we could ask Gorlak Bloodfield to join us, which would put them in our recruitment pool for heroes, and then we could eventually recruit him. We would lose some allegiance with Fangvale, and it'll slow down our journey to the Pact of Loyalty, so that doesn't sound very good to me. Or we can say not interested, deal with this matter on your own. No, I think not. I will help you achieve your bloody ambitions. Again, the idea is we want to subjugate and grow as quickly as possible, right? So helping Gorlak here brings us to a Pact of Loyalty immediately, and that is very much in line with our goals in this realm. So I will help you achieve your bloody ambitions. Wherever we go, evil seems to follow. Absolutely. Good stuff. Excellent stuff. In 3 turns' time now, we'll have the Pact of Vassalage. Let's go ahead and boost the allegiance a little bit. Costs 35 Imperium. That's not that bad. It'll take 2 turns now to get us to the Pact of Vassalage. Cool. Very cool. And it looks like they've actually secured a research post down over here and a mine up over here. Sounds good. I don't think they'll be expanding in this direction. It doesn't seem to be their MO right now. 2 turns until a warrior is recruited here. We still have our spell, obviously, to bring the enthralled... what's it called? Entwined Thrall. I was going to say enthralled twine, and I was like, no, that's not right. Anyway, over to our scout over here. Let's... kind of tempted to get them scouting automatically at this point in time. We're okay, though. Oh, my goodness, are you for real? We're 1 step away from the small monster den. Creep up to there. We'll hit it next turn. Up over here, we're looking okay. These guys are... You know what? I made a mistake. Even though they're not scouts, I can send them scouting, and Buddy over here should probably head down south. Because we're wasting our scouts' time otherwise. Negotiations succeeded. This is the Pact of Loyalty with this free city. Sounds good. They're contributing now to our Rally of the Lieges. Sounds good. And they will reinforce in combat against marauders and rulers that the free city is at war with. Good news. Proceed. And this is with regards to the same thing. Right? I believe. Cool. Very cool. If we take a look at Rally of the Lieges, there's no options here. Eventually you get access to units that your vassals and, people from decisions you make give you access to. It's a whole other system that I'll highlight when we can actually use it, but it is quite helpful in raising armies, especially armies that have abilities that you don't naturally have available for your own faction, your own species. How far away are we from growing Gore Pit? 1 turn. Okay, we'll wait that 1 turn. And up over here, we have secured this. We are still a turn away from getting soil tenders. All right, sounds good. Because what we'll do is we'll go ahead and secure the farm over here next. Tempting as it is to secure the production nice and early, just to help build things that much faster. I think we'll secure the farm, and then we can we'll grow faster, and it'll be easier for us to increase our production as well. Sure, that sounds good to me. End the turn there. Get ready for this battle at the small monster den. I don't think it'll be too challenging, but I do think I want to fight it myself. Just get familiar with our units and things like that. You know, show them off a little bit, show their abilities, test our might, so to speak. 6 turns. It'll take 3 turns for the next population. Okay, here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll do. Got quite a few quarries available up over here, eh? Alright, let's go ahead and establish the quarry down over here. I know I flip-flopped a little bit, but doing the mental math now to make the ultimate decision. We'll build the quarry here. We'll secure the iron deposit. And, Gold, gold, gold. Makes the world go round. We can always change it later. We can always change it later. You know, let's pop a mine down. Gold veins can be a little bit harder to find, so let's pop the mine down. We can change it to something else later. But the reason for doing this is that now we're building just a little bit faster. In 5 turns' time, we'll go ahead and pick out the workshop. In 3 turns' time, we'll have already built a farm, right? So it makes sense that way, I think. So I much prefer doing it this way. Let's send our scout down this way. Let's go. Let's send this army up this way just to see what's going on. A little bit more safely in case there is something waiting to attack us. We've got a crawler's nest up here. A bronze tier ancient wonder. Now, ancient wonders can only be explored by heroes. We cannot just send an army that does not have a hero in it. So while we can see what this is, we can't actually engage with it. It's a bronze tier, so it's a bit easier to actually take. When we take it, we get a food reward and potentially an item or something, a mystery bonus. Once it's been annexed, it'll count as a quarry, giving plus 20 to production. Wow, all right. Plus 5 to Imperium too, and minus 5 to stability. The minus 5 to stability is with any province improvement anyway. But that plus 20 is big. Plus 2 mana per quarry in city domain. Well, damn. There's a couple of quarry opportunities up over here, so that's tempting too. All right, very well. Adds the Stormscale Serpent and the Plague Serpent units to the Rally of the Lieges, as we were talking about earlier, and this structure can only be entered and fought, by one army led by a hero. We're aware of that. Okay, interesting. Interesting. So we know there are quarries available over here, right? As we head up towards the Crawler's Nest. 1, 2, 3 quarries available. We could swap this mine for a quarry as well, but I don't think I will. We'll secure the gold, and that's pretty good because then we'll get extra mana from those 1, 2, 3. What was it? 1, 2, 3. Oh, we have this quarry here as well. Okay, yeah. We're going to expand towards the Crawler's Nest for sure. We'll keep scouting for the time being, and I believe in a couple turns, or rather in 1 turn, we'll have an additional warrior. He'll chase and try to join this army. Very well. For the time being, though, let's turn our attention back to the army led by Gurgle, and let's dive on into the small monster den over here. Eliminate this, and also gain access to an additional unit because of our Empire development, right? They've got an Entwined Protector. That looks extremely scary. 100 HP, tier 3. And then we've got the Entwined Thralls over here. Skirmishers. Okay. This will be interesting. Healing Sap on the Entwined Protector. This unit and all friendly adjacent units heal plus 20 temporary hit points. This unit then enters defense mode. And it's 100 HP, so taking it out is going to take some time. Alright. Sounds good. To the battlefield we go. Again, safe battle. Yeah, we could have auto-resolved this and guaranteed the victory, but it's fun to fight. It's fun to fight. It's the first episode, so I want to, kind of engage with this element as well. A little concerned about this one, actually. I'm going to be honest with you. 100 HP is a little concerning. It's just a touch concerning. All right, get into position. We got some spots up over here. Nowhere to like hide or anything. We can post up over here. Enter guard mode, I suppose. And get you up there as well. Could get our Sunderers coming in from the flank or something like that. Maybe get you all the way off to the side there. Let's get you, I'm thinking, up to here so they can come in from there. We'll get you over to here and you over to here. And that way when we enter guard mode, we'll, spread the defensive capabilities with the shield wall and all that good stuff. I got to be careful about facing. We want to make sure we don't get flanked. We want to make sure we are, retaliating at every given opportunity. I'm just not sure if we have to keep an eye out on healing abilities as well, right? Just to make sure everyone stays alive. Enter defense mode. Get on a shield wall. These guys are going to creep up. Keeping their distance, eh? Keeping their distance. Are you just out of javelin range? You are indeed. Okay. These guys. Move up to here. 75% hit chance. Come up to there. 75% hit chance. 90% from up there. But they will definitely close the gap and try and shut these Thunderers down. Alright, here, let's go for it, I think. Because you can come up and hit. They have blight weakness, that's good. You can come up and hit as well from the two sides. So let's thunder their defenses first. And I should be able to roll up and hit them with the magic blast too. Alright, let's do this. Let's get you up to here. Hopefully thunder their defenses. Fire away. Come on, yeah, good stuff. We can get you up to here as well. Try and thunder their defenses too. I could try and thunder theirs, but they're a little bit further back. I don't know how easily they'll be able to engage us. So let's post you up over here. Let's go. And fire in this general direction. Let's go. And I say that like half jokingly. If you miss a ranged attack, you do have a chance of hitting adjacent units. Like that is a thing that happens. Now I could go in with the shield bash instead. 90% chance that the unit becomes stunned. That's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Let's go ahead and creep you up to here. We'll go in for the melee from that side. Yeah, attack, let's go. Eat the retaliation. It's not too much damage. Resisted the poison as well. I am tempted to go with the shield bash. Prevent their healing, right? Yeah, let's go for it. 81% chance to stun them. Hope for the best. Come on. Resisted. That's too bad. But we got the shield wall up, so at least there's that. That should help keep us safe. I'm going to roll you up to here, I think. Yeah, here's what we'll do. We'll roll you up to here. And we'll pop shots up over here. In case these guys decide to flank us, I want to make sure they are they're suffering from sundered defenses as well. Let's go. Hopefully. Yeah, of course we're going to miss. That's fine. That's fine. We could roll you up to here. Sure, 90% hit chance. It sounds good to me. Roll you up to there. And again, they have blight weakness, so that should work to our advantage. That doesn't look like a lot of damage output. Let's go for it. Good hit. Good stuff. Dropped an entity, so that means they'll be doing less damage as well. We do have access to Song of the Reckless again. That's 3 strengthened, plus 10% damage. So that's plus 30% damage, I guess. And then Berserk makes them uncontrollable, but they will attack the closest enemy target. And that sounds quite handy to me. I think I'm going to pop that here, actually. We've accrued quite a bit of mana. So let's go ahead and use Song of the Reckless on our... Ooh. Let's use it on you guys, because we sent them in first into melee, so it fits them, right? Song of the Reckless. There we go. Left click, right click always throws me off for some reason in this game. They're strengthened, they're berserk, that should be fine for us. Let's end our turn, see what the AI gets up to. Rolling up this way, they're going to flank us. Resisted the poison there, that's good. Same thing over here, they're going to flank us. Ooh. Took the poison there, took a decent bit of damage too. Retaliation here should do a decent bit of work. It's alright. Took the poison there. Don't love it. So there's the Berserk kicking in. They're rolling in automatically. Gonna eat the retaliation. They're gonna keep attacking. And do a decent bit of work. Okay, good stuff, good stuff. Should we finish you off? Oh, we can't. one individual unit cannot finish these guys off, unfortunately. What about the javelin throw? That way we could avoid the retaliation, right? But that doesn't seem to be an option. Alright, okay. I could maybe come around the bend, flank, and then this guy could come into melee as well. We'll do less damage, though. We'll only hit once. Let's keep it simple, I think. Let's keep it simple. Let's hit you like this, and then we'll come in with the Blight Staff as well. Good stuff. Decent stuff. Yeah, that will finish you off. No point trying to waste the poison, though. What if I hit you with this? Yeah, let's go ahead with the throw. Down you go. Excellent. Sunder defense, also kind of useless, so to speak. Alright. Javelin up over here. Sunder the defenses, please. Good stuff. Decent damage. These guys are able to go into melee. And up over here, you can roll up to... 70% hit chance isn't amazing. But I'll take it. I wonder if I should heal these guys instead, you know? Alright, here. Let's send you up into melee. Get some work done. Eat the retaliatory strike. And then we'll go ahead and heal these guys, I think. They don't look close to death, but... I'm a little nervous. Little nervous. What I could do is roll up to here. Could hit these guys with a restore. Or I could hit these guys. Oh, and actually eliminate them. Yeah, that makes the call simple. 70% hit chance, though, so we might still miss. Good stuff. Beautiful stuff. Love it. We'll be fine. We don't need to use healing roots here. We're okay. End the turn. Lose an entity. Take a hit. Oh boy, that got real close, actually. God damn it, I deserve it. I deserve it for getting so cocky. It's fine. We're fine. It's not the end of the world. Should have just healed them. I've got so much mana. It would have cost me nothing. Would have cost me nothing. Let's go ahead and finish him off. Let's go. I deserve that. Good kill, though. Got the job done. Only lost one unit. That's fine. That's fine. Again, this is why I like to play these early battles, just to, like, balance my cockiness a little bit, just to make sure I'm not going overboard later on when an individual unit loss like this can be that much more expensive. But good victory nonetheless. We've leveled up Gurgle as well, so let's go ahead and close that. Take the rewards here. Quite a bit of food. Excessive force. Named Warhammer over here. So it gives us the heavy charge attack. Oh man, but again, this is a melee piece of equipment. I would love to get that onto one of our additional heroes. We have the ricochet crossbow as well as excessive force now. We'll take a look at our setup, and the floral stinger unit has been added as well. So you know what? That lost unit is fine. Is fine because it's been replaced with a floral stinger. Take rewards. Thank you very, very much. Let's actually take a look at. Yeah, the Staff of Blight unfortunately takes both hands, but we could replace, we could pop in Excessive Force or the Ricochet Crossbow, but it feels less kingly, right? The staff feels more appropriate for our backstory, which is why I want to hold on to it. But y'all let me know what you think. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I also have the opportunity now to invest in an additional skill. We have a few different categories of skills. We got Warfare here. We could improve well, a variety of things. I'm quite curious, actually, which way I'll want to go. Poison weapons makes sense, again, based on who we are. So that's kind of tempting. Though, +4 light damage for melee and physical ranged attacks. That doesn't actually make sense for the equipment we're using. So maybe we skip that for now. Sprint allows us to move a bit more quickly. We've got battle magic options as well. Channel power, lightning evoker, magecraft, and added resistance. And then we have support here as well, experienced leader, to improve the experience of troops in our army, which is nicer to have sooner rather than later. Then we have true sight. Units can see invisible or camouflage units within its vision range, and vigor for additional maximum hit points. I do like staying alive. I do like staying alive. Yeah, quite a few options to pick from. So we'll do that, as well as continue to expand our empire at the beginning and rest of the next episode, folks. This is where we're going to call it. This episode's lasted a little bit longer than I like to keep them to. Usually I like to keep them to an hour long each, outside of, special circumstances where we might want to go on for a little bit longer because we're just on the cusp of, performing something particularly amazing or important. But for the time being, this feels like a good place to call a session. And again, folks, the next episode will release in 2 days' time, around the same time as this episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode, though. If you did, you know what to do. Let me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. It does make a very big difference, just letting me know what people are enjoying on the channel, letting me know what I should do more or less of, and how I should go about doing it. I do read all of the comments, so if you have any feedback, any thoughts, any opinions, or anything you'd like to share, drop them down below, and they will get read, and I will take them to heart. But with that said, folks, as always, a massive thanks goes out to all of the channel members and patrons who've been supporting the channel on a monthly basis. Y'all keep us alive and running smoothly. And of course, a big old thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, cheers.